Squad back with another video. I'm Recklezz.
Okay.
Got my dad, you feel me? Real talk with Jay. You know what I'm saying? Said he's a Democrat leaning independent.
Yeah.
You feel me? So we got the conservative. We're going to have more videos dropping. We're going to have more videos dropping, you know what I'm saying, featuring with my dad, because he is a Democrat leaning independent. And you feel me? He may have some different points, may just go fully independent, or you never know, might go Republican. You never know. With, you know what I'm saying, or conservative, you know what I'm saying? It just depends, you know what I'm saying, with watching different videos and stuff like that. But you got the conservative twins reveal why they left the Democratic Party, which is actually an interesting video, because at first, me and Chris was about to do it, and then I was like, you feel me? We were sitting here talking, and might as well, throw them in a video, because I feel like I want to know why they left, you know what I'm saying, and I used to watch them. I used to watch their food videos, because they used to do a lot of food videos and stuff like that. Now they're into political things. You feel me?
I'm interested in why they left as well. So
yeah.
Our mama taught us when we were small kids. Keith and Kevin, y'all listen up now. When you vote, always vote for Democrats.
I feel like that's how a lot of people grew up, though. Like I said in the last videos, like how I grew up, how you grew up. Not even parents saying, "Oh, vote for a Democrat," but parents saying, "Oh, we vote for Republican, so y'all need to vote for Republican," or always having Republican, you know, things to watch. Yeah, conversations or things to watch on television. Like, yeah.
Growing up black, I mean, you're like actually taught in your home you're a Democrat. Republicans are racist. And I always believed that. It took like the first 30 years of my life to figure out that wasn't true. I just started watching both sides of the news. The very first political videos I came across was Larry Elder. Yeah. And then that little white supremacist Ben Shapiro came out. I started looking at all their videos.
That is correct.
You know who Ben is, right?
yeah.
Yeah, Ben and Larry. How do you feel about Ben and Larry as individuals? Because we didn't react to both Ben and Larry.
I mean, I think they both have, again, like we were talking before the video started, both of them have like kind of extreme views on which way they go. That's why I say I'm more a Democrat-leaning independent, and I know that they said that the twins also mentioned, you know, when they was growing up, that they were taught Republicans were racist. I was never taught that. I never thought that. I thought that they had different views, and I thought that they didn't have, I wouldn't call it racist, I thought that they didn't have black people's interest. The best of, you know, black people, they didn't take into black people's interest. They didn't try to appeal to the African American community with initiatives, their policies, or anything like that. But now, I feel like now is the time. Back in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s, when, you know, I was growing up and paying attention to politics, because I've been I don't want to say involved, but I've been interested in politics since I've been in like middle school.
And I just started.
And and I just noticed that, you know, Republicans they try not whatsoever not to appeal to the African American community. And I could respect that if they did the same thing when it came to other cultures, but they don't. It's like, if they,
all Republicans don't?
I'm saying most Republicans, their policies, and they don't try to appeal to the African American community, but other communities they try to appeal to. They try to appeal to the white working class. They try to appeal to the lower, the white lower class. They try to appeal to some of these people or some of these communities, but I don't see that in the black community.
So what about the Democratic? Do you think it's more? Do you think the Democratic Party is more pacifying the black communities?
I wouldn't even say it's more pacifying. I would say,
because I get that question. I get that question a lot. That's on different videos from different people.
Right. I would say that there are more of course, there's more because, like the twin said, when you're growing up, you're taught you're a Democrat. So there are more black politicians on the Democratic side. So I wouldn't call that pacifying. I would call it, because I hear a lot, and I watched your live that you did a couple weeks ago, and, I was in there responding to different people and different, my thing is, I don't see how you can say that Democrats pacify to the black community based off of like public assistance and things like that. There are more white.
Somebody actually did comment today. Some lady commented and said that.
And a lot of Republicans that lower middle class or that lower class white Republican that the Republican Party is trying to lure in and they go after, they're getting more assistance than people in the black community, in the African American community.
Now?
So now.
Okay, because I somebody commented and said, I had to go back to the comment, but they said that white people were on welfare more than black people. Absolutely. I don't know what time that she said that. I know it was a time that she put on there. I don't know if it was the 80s, the 90s, or...
Yeah, it's now.
One of the videos we did too.
It was recent.
Yeah,
it was real recently. I actually just checked it it was like 45 minutes ago, and I seen it on there. I don't know if I replied or not. I try to reply to everybody, but somebody had said that.
Yeah,
because you said it before, but me personally, I'm a person just like you, a person that really don't believe things until they see things, until they actually, you see things, or you see it for yourself, or when you have a whole bunch of people telling you, this is what it is, and that's I seen that somebody had really put that, and I didn't know that.
And I'm gonna say before, I wouldn't have been totally against the Republican Party, but what's turned me on now is turned me off, I should say, about the Republican Party, because I voted Republican before. I still have, and in the last election, I voted for our governor because I believe that our governor has Indiana's best interest, and we all know our governor in Indiana is
a Democrat.
But I'm a registered Democrat. But I voted for our Republican governor because I feel like he has, and he's a good guy, he's genuine. But the problem that I have with the Republican Party, and I'm speaking as a whole, is their leader is Donald Trump, because he justifies. I'm a father. Like he said, this is my son. And he can tell you, growing up, he did some things and I got on him, or my other kids did some things, I got on them. I held them accountable. Why wouldn't I hold somebody that is the president of the United States, hold the highest office in the universe? Why wouldn't I hold them to account? And he doesn't get held to account by many Republicans. Definitely not by Trump supporters. They'll seriously say one thing, and when you put it in context and say, well, yep, this is what Donald Trump did, they'll go back after they just said that the person should be held accountable and change their view based on who, and I don't agree with that. I told you before we started, Obama is my favorite president. But I didn't agree with everything that all of his policies. I didn't agree with everything he did, everything he said, and I would let it be known. I don't see people in Trump orbit that does that. They, whatever he says goes, whatever he does, they agree with, or they try to justify.
And everybody, regardless of what people are, people say and stuff like that, the conversation is gonna be a conversation. Everybody got opinions, and who they like and who they vote for. I always ran by that since doing these videos. You know what I'm saying?
That is correct. Okay.
Not African American. That's not a term I like.
The idea that sex or gender are malleable is not true.
And the first time I came across Ben Shapiro, I wanted to murder him because he always had an answer and he was always right. It's like this white supremacist smart. But that didn't convert me yet. Then over a couple more years, I kept looking. I was like, man, everything that these people are saying is the truth. Yeah. And before I knew it, I was just sitting there for hours just looking at him. Then Candace Owens gets recommended to me. Then I was like, man, how can I be?
It actually was on Candace Owens' show. I didn't know that. That'd be another. I don't know. I ain't trying to make this video too long, but
We're gonna leave Candace Owens alone, and to go back to what one of the twins said about Ben Shapiro, saying that everything that he said was right, he was never wrong. I'm not gonna say any names, but y'all just let me know if that reminds you of somebody in the Republican Party. And this is a prime example of what I'm talking about, that double standard. This is a prime example. So y'all let me know. Let me know if y'all, this individual, I'm not even gonna say his name, if y'all ever find a video where he says, you know what, I was wrong. You know what, I take accountability. Please let me know.
Been this dumb all my life to be standing line. I remember my first time I voted, it was for Al Gore. I'm there standing in line. I'm like, why am I doing this? I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Bush is a white supremacist. I think a lot of people, especially minorities, have been lied to for so long, and they'd rather have that crutch of blaming white supremacy on them being just pathetic. Yeah, it's easy to point at a white person and say, that's why I can't, that's why I'm not successful. That's why my credit is messed up. The reason why I robbed that guy is because the white man won't give me a job. I had to rob that black person. You know?
I feel like with saying, because I done heard that a lot though, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be 100 with you. A lot of people has, I ain't gonna say a lot of people. I didn't react to a few people that has said that I did an interview, and somebody has said something about basically making more of an excuse of, because this white person has this, or this white person, you know, blaming white people from doing something. And I got to thinking to myself, regardless, just like me, just like you, just like, you know, I got to thinking of Corey, our cousin. A person like me, regardless, I don't care you Asian, you white, you black, I get on YouTube and I got my main focus and my goal. My main thing ain't gonna be like, oh well, this white person, he above me. I ain't about to stop my grind. I ain't about to stop. I ain't about to, you know what I'm saying? Like, more of having that person above you, and just rather you just stand in your lane and going for without excuses. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like also, I can't. I'm gonna have to go back to actually what he said, but I don't think that's all. You know what I'm saying? All black thing.
Exactly.
It's not an all black thing, but
it's
it's the same thing as, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody, and I don't know how. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go back, but for people that say that's all, me personally, I don't let it affect me. You know what I'm saying? I don't let any of it affect me, because I know the route that I'm going, and I consider myself, you know, going in a successful, you know what I'm saying, route, rather than, oh, okay, well, this person stopping me because they this color.
So, I mean, even looking at me and my career choice.
Yeah.
My career choice was law enforcement. I didn't let, even though the majority of my coworkers, supervisors, and everybody else were white men, I didn't let that affect, number one, how I did my job. I didn't let it affect who I became, because I was still myself, a black man first. I actually was the youngest person ever on my department at the time to become a lieutenant. So I didn't. So for him to say that, I'm looking at myself like, I never made excuses.
But it's a lot of people doing the interviews that I watch that do that. And like, oh, this white person is. So you're saying that because I'm like, bro, like you should never let that affect you.
You shouldn't, and you're absolutely right. You shouldn't let it affect you. But this is my thing. Even though they said that, how does it affect them? It doesn't affect them at all because they hear somebody say that. Just like now, if you look at a lot of conservative media, what's the big thing on conservative media now when it comes to Title 42 and some other things? And you know, if you have a white person because of affirmative action and they give a black person the job, or the black kid gets in school and the white kid, it's the same thing in reverse. But there again, it's that pot. It's that pot calling the kettle black. I'm gonna keep it real. Like I said, I consider myself a Democrat, but I lean independent and I even vote Republican when I feel like the person has my best interest. But so many Republicans right now, and I'm not saying all, but so many Republicans right now are voting against even their own interests, especially black Republicans. Because when you got somebody like DeSantis down in Florida who runs on anti-wokeness, anti-wokeness, anti-black history, not even just black history, but anti-real history. So if we're going to talk about history, we can only talk about the watered down version that we've been learning in school forever. We can't learn everything. We can't be subjected to know everything, not just what y'all want and to make you look good. Because there are some African Americans in history that aren't great. But I'm pretty sure if we wanted to talk about that would be fine. Because
we got plenty of videos.
But that's not anti-wokeness. But you know, when that whole blame game, there are a lot of things that put white people ahead of black people from birth. And anybody, you all can disagree, you all can, it just is. But I'm not going to let that hold me back. I'm going to move forward. As a black man that's been in law enforcement now for 24 years, I can tell you that I've always had to be this much better than my white counterparts to get to where I am and where I needed to be in life. And like I said, you don't know my story. I'm telling you personally, that's how it is. And this shouldn't be that way. If we're both right here, you should pick the best person for the job. I can be here and they can be here and they still end up here.
I definitely agree with that. I've said in numerous videos that regardless of what color you are, what age you are, or anything, especially with women, somebody has said somebody not even capable of doing what another man is doing. You like it. If you better for the job, then you better for the job. If that woman is better than you and what you got going on, that's what I forgot who said that. I'm pretty sure it was Jordan Peterson. He said that you literally have, it's more men working in, what did he say, construction or something, and there's more in nursing, more women in nursing,
right?
But men, you know what I'm saying? And it's one of those things. That woman, you know what I'm saying, just like we talk about Corey, a doctor, you feel me, way better than you. With that, that's when you get paid more. That's when you better for that job. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it has nothing completely to do with. But
that's not always the case. On my last department,
yeah,
where me and the chief started on the same department together. And
yeah, but I'm saying,
when we were lieutenants, and he becomes the chief at a department, I go over to that department. Yes, I rose to the rank of lieutenant at that department as well, but I could have very well been assistant chief. I could have very well been a major or a captain because everybody that was over me, I trained. I had more supervisor experience then. I had more training then. I had more years of experience then, but they didn't look like me. Did I let that stop me? Did I let that affect me? No, I didn't, but it's a fact. And those people in the comments that probably will be like, oh, well, he's just, I'm sure, don't look like me. haven't been through what I've been through personally or professionally.
Honestly, this video might blow up. I don't know. This might be a real good video.
I'm just saying, like, I don't. There is challenges there in America, especially for black men and women. And I mean, you can say other races, but I can speak only on my experience. I don't identify as Asian. I don't identify as Hispanic. I identify as a black man. So I can't speak on that, but I can speak on the struggles that I've had. No, I haven't let that stop me, but I've also seen other people in law enforcement that have been on the news facing charges, that have, been in similar situations as me, and left a department, and they rise to the top while I remain at that middle ground. Now, I will make you a lieutenant. That'll suffice you. It'll help. Our supervisory picture look more diverse. When I'm capable of so much more, having a bachelor's degree halfway to my master's, having, like I said, years of experience, years and years of training, being an instructor myself, but not giving the captain over the training academy position, but given to somebody else that I trained with no reason. Well, it was a reason given, because we need you on the streets, because you're a good coach. You train up our officers well. But I was passed up several times for promotions. I didn't let that stop me. I didn't use that as an excuse. I didn't use it as a crutch. But it's a reality. So regardless of what they say about, now robbing somebody and blaming it on the white man, I think that's a little extreme. But I get what they're saying, but I just disagree on them kind of putting all black people in a pot, saying we all do that.
Yeah, it's easy to point at a white person and say, that's why I can't
That's why I'm not
succeed in
successful.
life. That's why my credit is messed up. The reason why I robbed that guy is because a white man won't give me a job. I had to rob that black person. And a lot of white people don't know, being black, when you hear that term racist or white supremacist, that's a very powerful word. It puts a lot of black people in a trance. Yeah. They stop thinking. And Democrats know it. That's such a powerful word. If they can keep black people upset and not thinking, all they have to use is just say he's racist, he's a white supremacist.
I mean, I try to tell black folks, look, man, we all are created equal. You know what they call us? A damn sellout. Or Uncle Tom.
From the moment they're born, their parents, their churches, our TV shows, our music, it's telling us to think a certain way. It's all our culture. It has nothing to do with white supremacy. It's kind of a shame, because being mentally enslaved is like, that's worse than being physically. Yeah, because if you can see you got chains and you're a slave, you can try to take the chains off, you can run. Yeah. But how can you tell somebody that they're a slave and you don't have any chains? It's like mentally enslaved. That's more powerful than being physically
you can't.
Dude, you're gonna die a slave. Yeah, like we didn't have no friends growing up. We was always with each other, and we was like shy. We were loners. Yeah, we're just weird kids. He's a real good kid. He was in the spelling bee. He got straight A's. He was always a bad influence. Mom's like, how the hell do one of y'all get straight A's? And the other was just all F's. He's supposed to be doing it. All my friends, once we got out of school, they were getting locked up for selling drugs and beating women. I wanted to get the hell out of there. Yeah. So we went to the Marine Corps. Yeah, it was going to be MPs, but once we got in, we found out recruiters lied to us. I was driving a truck. He was working in a mess. The cooks would come to me and say, hey, Hogs, go get the food so I can cook it. He's working in a cook. They didn't even trust me cooking. Yeah, I was like a bus boy. So we did 4 years. And then we was actually insurance adjusters. Yeah, we worked for AAA. I just came across YouTube. I went to his cubicle. Hey, man, got this great idea. We're going to become comedians. I said, get the F away from my computer. Because we wanted to be in accountants. I just wanted to make a little money to keep his car from getting repossessed. We actually lost our job because we were shooting them on our lunch breaks, and we're saying stuff that was like, I guess, offensive. So they fired us. So we came up with this game plan. Said, you know what? While we're unemployed, we're not making any money from YouTube. Let's treat it like a full-time job and see what happens. We never knew it was going to take off the way it did. And then a couple years ago, we started talking about politics. We always been an open book. So I said, hey man, let's start a political channel. Well, it was playing it easy. So let's don't say we're conservatives, don't say it's liberal. So we did the video. It's about the kid at Whataburger that got assaulted for wearing that MAGA hat.
I bet you wouldn't have came up to me if I was wearing that hat.
The worst thing we said is say, hey, nobody should ever be attacked for wearing a hat, right? You think everybody would agree on that? Nope. We put the video up on Instagram. We lost like 40,000, right? That day. A lot. It pisses off so much we kept doing the videos. Yeah, because we didn't want these people follow us no more.
If I'm wrong for taking up for a kid who got assaulted and robbed, then I don't want to be right.
One of the main reasons we came out as conservatives, actually I was trying to help black people, but they didn't see it that way. They think we're sellouts, and I just wanted to give blacks, people of color, just an alternative, outlook on. You don't necessarily have to be a Democrat or liberal just because of your skin color. Before we came out politically, like when we go to a comedy show, it was like a good mix. Yeah. Now comedy
it's a melting pot.
Yeah, it's a melting pot.
It's America.
Yeah. Well, now we go there, it's like a Van Halen concert. There's no black people there. Yeah. That's the whole point we came out. It doesn't matter where you start. It's all about your decisions and your ideas. In life. Yeah. Doesn't matter what your skin color is. The harder you work, the better decisions you make.
More ambition you got?
The more ambition, the further you're going to go in life. Yeah.
I feel like that's mainly how I look at a lot of situations is I'm a person that I feel like everybody should be treated equal, especially at the time that we in now. A lot of people probably disagree with what I go off of, and that's just my thoughts. Even before even doing political things, I think being equal, in America, I feel like that's something that
And I agree.
And with the MAGA hat stuff too, it kind of threw me off because regardless of what you wear, you can wear a Black Lives Matter hat, you can wear a MAGA hat. Regardless, I'm a person that how you gonna throw something at somebody, assault somebody.
I definitely don't agree with that. What I have, I'm gonna go back because we let that video play for them to it's to me and they're and of course like myself, like you, like Chris, entitled to own opinions. We let our experiences dictate and transform us. But when he said all my buddies was getting arrested and going to jail for beating women, like that to me is just like a slap in the like all your buddies. Like I grew up in the inner city, and I've had some of my friends that
some of your friends dead.
Yeah, some are dead, were killed. Some are in jail, and then some are successful, principals. CEOs of companies, and I'm not going to put everybody that I grew up with in a basket and just put them all and say I grew up, anybody from Indianapolis, 42nd and Post Road. It's that it wasn't a great area then, it's a even worse area now. But there were so many of us rose out of that. We didn't let that define us. It helped us to be able to say we want out of this. We don't want to have to raise our families in this, so we're going to do better. But for them to throw all of their friends, like they didn't say one other success story but themselves. That is, they said all my friends are either in jail, going to jail for beating their women. Like nobody I grew up with done anything successful or productive with their lives.
Well,
and I'm just saying.
He said that, and I didn't even hear that part because I heard the part of him saying that they was loners. They didn't really have no friends.
He said after school. He said after school, our friends. So it to me seems a little I ain't gonna call it brainwash. I'm gonna say double standard, because I want to see if the same energy that they had for that kid that was wearing that MAGA hat, which I'm fine with. Like you said, people can wear Black Lives Matter or rainbow hat, whatever their political or just personal
and whatever you believe in. I mean,
personal beliefs are.
You
but
say that in your head, like you don't have to. And if you want to have a conversation with somebody, have that conversation.
Absolutely.
But you don't sit there and attack. Like I hate all the protests.
Right. But this is what I want to know. And twins, if y'all watch this, maybe y'all can answer. We open to a live with you guys. But did y'all have that same energy for when Trump told his supporters to attack the guy at the Trump rally? That is equally not fair.
There's a video on that?
Yeah, it's a video where his supporters attacked a guy, and then they escorted the police or Secret Service or whoever they were, escorted the person that was attacked out of the Trump rally. So no matter what your political views, go look at Obama. There was one where a guy went after Obama and they tried to escort him out, and Obama said, no, listen to him. And like I said, I am partial because I told you guys before, but at the same time, if Obama had acted that way, I'd have been like, man, that's not cool. You know, I know it was something with Fox News when Obama was president, and I don't think he did it, but somebody on his staff tried to ban them from the press room. That wasn't right. Every news organization should be able to report, regardless how they report. They should be able to report. They should have it's freedom of press. So, you know, I don't watch Fox News, but that don't mean that they shouldn't be given the same privileges and rights as other news organizations. So I'm one of those people. I like my son in a lot of ways, and of course, because these are things that we taught him, my wife and I, is respect for everybody, no matter their political beliefs, no matter their race, no matter their sexual orientation, because honestly, personally, it doesn't affect you. Just like my political beliefs affects nobody that's going to watch this video. But it's good to have conversation. It's good to see all sides or other perspectives. I love to see it. I don't fault anybody that supports Trump. Only thing I ask of Trump supporters is to be fair. If you're gonna go after,
so you think all Trump supporters is the same?
I think most, and mind you, all Trump supporters are our Republicans are not Trump supporters, but I think most Trump supporters are the same because they justify what he does. I offer to give me one, because if I'm supporting the candidate and they're now twice indicted, now that first indictment, I even kind of looked at that. Is there something wrong with what he did? Absolutely. But at this point, it's almost like, let that go. Now, yeah, you know what I mean? And that's me. But if you're looking at it from an ordinary citizen, they feel like if it was me, I would be indicted no matter how long, you know, once all the investigation and stuff was done. Now, this newest indictment, there's no justifying that. I don't want to hear about Hillary's emails. I don't want to hear about the documents that they found in Biden's house from when he was vice president, because guess what? They found some in Pence's too. And Pence was Trump's vice president. So,
From here.
and Pence was Indiana's governor before he became president. But I don't want to hear about any of that. Let's just look at a case-by-case situation, because if we're talking, there's been murderers that have been found not guilty because witnesses haven't shown up, because they didn't have enough evidence, they didn't have this, they didn't have that, and they were found not guilty or were never charged. Even though the detective or investigators had a strong belief, it was like almost like, yes, they did it. They were never charged, they were found not guilty. Does that mean the other murderers get to walk? No. Every individual is responsible for themselves and have to suffer the consequences of their actions. So if you're a Trump supporter, I just ask you just to look at Don't look at nobody else's behavior. Just look at his.
Okay. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure y'all comment down y'all thoughts. Please hit the like button, even if you disagree. If anything, what anybody said, with anything.
Don't hold my personal views against Chris and Rico, because I can say that they are, when we have off camera conversations, they are actually they're not defending. They are listening, and they're actually giving me other points of views. You know, and throwing questions at me, some to learn, some.
I do got a question too. So like, I'm gonna make this, you know what I'm saying, quick. It's just a simple question. So if he end up not going to prison, I'm not gonna say jail because that's federal, right?
Yeah.
So would you go to a Trump rally?
I've been to a Trump rally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
had to work.
How did people treat you at the Trump rally?
I had to work.
I know, but how did people treat you at the Trump rally?
I could not say what my political view. I couldn't like.
Oh, you could conversate with them.
Because I was
but they still
I was in the law enforcement capacity. Yeah, because they didn't know my political views. If I go to a Trump rally as me, not as police officer Jay.
You don't know. You don't know, because I didn't react to like 3 videos of black dudes going, and it hasn't been real. It hasn't been bad at all.
But have they said what their political views were?
Yeah.
At the Trump rally.
Yeah. I'm gonna send you. I kind of don't want to send it to you so you can watch it, because I want you to react to it. But it's gonna be a long reaction because you like talking a video like an hour long. So I might just send it to you so you can watch it. But because the dude literally, like, he didn't like, am I safe to go in? Am I, you know what I'm saying? That. So, yeah, it'll be a good video. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
so
I'm open to it.
Yeah.
Trump supporters, pay for me to come out to a rally. I'll come.
It cost?
If it's in another state, I agree.
No, I'm talking about he should come here though, right?
I agree. I mean, it depends. I ain't gonna go on my own dime to see somebody that I don't care for.
I'll pay for it. I just want to go to see for myself. I think that's I want to go to different. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We can make it happen.
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure y'all.
It's like a rock concert. They out there. They selling T-shirts. They like it's seriously like a rock concert.
I've never been.
Yeah,
I've never seen anything like this. This whole Trump political, and like I said, I've been in politics since I've been in middle school. I've never seen anything like it. So,
I already know. Make sure y'all hit the like button, that subscribe button. Definitely appreciate everybody tuning in and watching this reaction. Catch y'all next one.